All right. Hello, hello, whoever's tuning in with us today. This is Alignment with Harmonic Nexus. My name is Larry, my friends Dustin and Jeffrey. And today on Alignment, we're going to be talking about imagination. And before we talk about imagination, we're going to play some crystal bowls for sound therapy and chakra alignment. And is there anything you'd like to share before we begin, Dustin?
No, that's it. Let's get right into the music, I think.
I'm with that too.
Okay. Let's give me a second here. All right. That will conclude our sound therapy for today.
Awesome, awesome.
That was amazing.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good stuff.
Okay. So, today
Imagination.
is today's topic. So, would you guys like to share on imagination real quick?
Well, let's go with the what the book says about it real quick, and then we can elaborate on that.
Hmm.
There's two types, synthetic and
Yes. So, we're quoting here Think and Grow Rich, and it says two forms of imagination. The imaginative faculty functions in two forms. One is known as synthetic imagination, and the other as creative imagination. Synthetic imagination. Through this faculty, one may arrange old concepts, ideas, or plans into new combinations. This faculty creates nothing. It merely works with the material of experience, education, and observation which it is fed. It is the faculty used most by the inventor, with the exception of the genius who draws upon the creative imagination when he cannot solve his problem through synthetic imagination. And creative imagination is that through the faculty of creative imagination, the finite mind of man has direct communication with infinite intelligence. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspirations are received. It is by this faculty that all basic or new ideas are handed over to man. It is through this faculty that thought vibrations from the minds of others are received. It is through this faculty that one individual may tune in or communicate with the subconscious minds of other people. The creative imagination works automatically in the manner described in subsequent pages. The faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating at an exceedingly rapid rate, as for example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of a strong desire. The creative faculty becomes more alert, more receptive to vibrations from the sources mentioned in proportion to its development through its use. This statement is significant. Ponder over it before passing on. All right. So, as we can see there, that synthetic imagination is things that are already created. So, for example, when um, Thomas Edison created the light bulb, he created the light of it, the fluorescent light bulb, and the which that faculty was used. And from there, other people saw his invention and saw other uses for it. So then, as today, we can see, for example, on however you're watching this right now, on the screen of your computer, on your phone, all these different things is the light coming out. And Jeffrey's background here, he has his LED lights going, flashing, and things like that. One person saw the idea, and then through that synthetic imagination, they then carried on to another form of creation from something that was already made. As where Thomas Edison, in this case, in his creative imagination, saw that his mind was vibrating at such a high rate that he could see and could tune in to a point where he saw a light. He was probably tired in his, as an inventor, working in the dark, having to change, maybe the oil lamp that he was using, the candles, whatever form of light source he was using at the time. And it was just like, you know what? It would be a lot better if I had a continuous light that could use electricity to work. So then from that point, the idea flashed in his mind from his high state of vibration. He was likely inventing something and just got so pissed off, like, you know what? Fuck this. I need light to work. And therefore, infinite intelligence, again, as it says here, the higher faculties kicked in, his vibration kicked in higher, and bam, the higher sources of vibration tuned into him and sent him the idea like, hey, okay, well, you want light to work on your things? Well, here you go. Here's the idea. Now figure it out on your own how to make it work. And bam, here we are.
Nice. Awesome.
I feel like there's a lot of like synthetic imagination and not enough creative imagination. Like I see like we're kind of reusing the same type of like aspects, like I just see a lot of like reusing things like where even it even kind of like carries over into our entertainment industry. Like we're reusing old movies, we're reusing old music, we're reusing everything. Like I think we as a society, if we start tapping into that creative imagination, we could actually start coming up with solutions to major problems that we're having right now.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then I wanted to add something to that. I feel like also the creative imagination, it's something that we're already in it. Like we automatically, naturally have that instinct, and we just have to kind of align ourselves with it and know that you got it in you to create the ideas that you want off from scratch. You guys would say that, right? You guys would agree with me on that one, that it's like our true essence to be in that state of creative
Creators.
imagination. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because as the form we are as here, the physical form that we have, it's very obvious that the things around us, we can look at every material and in our rooms, so if you're watching around you, your phone, book, money, AirPods, essential oils, my crystal
Hmm.
bowls, that it was all used and created through the creative imagination. That's why we have all these things. That's why all these things exist. So it's very um, good. We should always be in that state of imagination, creative imagination, because that's how we grow. We're, like I said, we are God's greatest creation. And with that, what does God want us to do with our power is to create. I said we're made in the form of God, and God as the creator means that we are creators as well. And if what more proof do you need than that? Than everything around us. Everything around us is a
Exactly.
creation from the mind of us humans here. So I definitely would say, yeah, we should always be in the creative imagination. And as for me as a music producer as well, um, in that state, and Dustin as an artist and Jeffrey as well, is like we get our best thing when we're in that state. We're in the best vibration. We're feeling so amazing when we're in tune. So absolutely.
Exactly. For sure. So
Can you
what do you
guys
guys say would be something, what do you think would be something that would on the regular day kind of sabotage that, you know what I'm saying? That we get into the, I guess, synthetic aspect of it, right?
yeah, or maybe even not even the synthetic, maybe even lower than that,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin?
Yeah. So what are some examples of synthetic imagination that we kind of fall into right now?
I think a good everyday example would be like, when we start creating, we start kind of having a little bit of that self-pity kind of, or doubts, right? And then it kind of alters our creativity. And it's like we gotta kind of get out of that mindset a little bit, right?
I can see
Kind of
that.
just
Yeah, yeah.
more believe in yourself, more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Yeah.
are like some ways the average person could get out of that, for sure?
Well, I would say, depending your state of vibration at that point, to get into the creative state, you have to first think about things that you like to do, that you like to create. So, for example, for me, I like to create music, and
Hmm.
for that, I might first want to be inspired by something else. So, like we said, everything's already created, and so I guess we can even take synthetic into creative at that point too. You can listen to a favorite
Mm,
song that you've listened to and that you like so much, and it can inspire you to do something else. But then at that point,
yes.
you don't want to just copy whatever you heard. It just gets you into the vibration of it. So like you guys as artists too, you think about you look at a painting or a drawing that you love so much, and then from there you're like, you know what, like I'd like to kind of make my own thing, but you're not exactly
Mm,
copying it, stroke by stroke. You're just getting the inspiration from the art itself, and then after that you use your creative imagination to channel whatever it is that the higher intelligence wants to come through. Like for you example, Jeffrey, I think you posted recently that you almost finished or maybe you did finish. It was like I think it was like a shaman or something that you drew. What was it?
yes, yes. It was like a painting of like a shaman woman, kind of. earthly. And you're right. And that came from like an inspiration I saw, and it was like, okay, I like this idea. And then when I started it, I got into, like you said, my own flow, my own little flow state of it, and it just started coming. Everything kind of just started flowing, the creativity.
Right.
But then I took it as inspiration, like you said, and not as like, okay, I'm gonna copy it. I think that's
Absolutely.
okay
Yeah.
to do, getting that. That's super all right. Just get that inspiration and use it to benefit your creativity, for
Exactly.
sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Um, yeah, if we have any viewers tuned in right now, you guys have any questions or anything you want to discuss on your mind, if you know us and um, if you've been watching our content and as well, and been doing a lot of things on sexual transmutation. So if you have a question on that, we're always open. Or anything else, if not, we will continue talking here about imagination and also how desire plays a big part in it. So I will say here, desire is a thought impulse. Thought impulses are forms of energy. When you begin with a thought impulse, desire to accumulate money, you are drafting into your service the same stuff that nature used in creating the earth and every material form in the universe, including the body and brain in which the thought impulses function. As far as science has been able to determine, the entire universe consists of two elements, matter and energy. Through the combination of energy and matter has created everything perceptible to man, from the largest star which floats in the heaven down to and including man himself. You are now engaged in the task of trying to profit by nature's method. You are sincerely and earnestly, we hope, trying to adapt yourself to nature's laws by endeavoring to convert desire into its physical or monetary equivalent. You can do it. It has been done before. So that's a powerful statement there.
Yeah,
Just,
that is.
Super.
again, everything is matter and energy. And you look to the stars, everything that's created, you yourself, don't have any doubts of things that you want to create life. And as things grow rich here, is more geared towards the accumulation of riches, of money, and things like that. Because right now we live in a state of existence on Earth where money is needed. So if you're looking to accumulate a lot of money, you have to first believe that you can, because it's there. You can't don't tell yourself, oh, it's not possible, that paradigm. And like, why, we see that 90, or what is it, like 97% of most of the money is only in the hands of 1% of people. It can be flipped fast if people change their mindset. If you just believe that you can have it and know that, look at yourself, like literally just go in the mirror, look at yourself, look at how amazing you are, to your eyes, your hair, your nose, your fingers, even moving your fingers around instantly, walking, every part of your being. Like, you're an incredible being of creation, and you are also made to create. So if you really think about it, money is not anything if you really put in comparison to what you are.
Hmm. For sure.
So yeah, what I found powerful about that is desire. It talks about desire as in, like, if you act on that desire, you can increase your manifestations, your abundance, whatever. So basically, desire fuels your creative imagination. So what would you say fuels desire?
So for me, the desire usually comes from a struggle, most times. So for me personally, when just growing up, not wealthy, in a more poor environment and struggling and things like that, even becoming a thief because I, again, desired certain things. So when I desired to attract women, when I was, younger, and I saw that, most girls my age back in middle school, and of course even today, they like boys who dress nicely, who smell good, who take care of themselves and things like that. But because I didn't have the material items of new clothes on a regular basis like these other boys did, a lot of them did not like me. So I had the desire to get new clothing, but because I was poor, my dad wouldn't give me the money for it. So I took matters into my own hands because I couldn't work yet. and I went to steal to get that. My desire was so strong to attract women at that time. I mean, I guess still is that I put into my own hands. I had the power to change it. I didn't have the money. I was okay. Well, what can I do? All right, fuck it. I'm gonna go steal, and I did, and it worked. Yes, and as soon as I did, because my mindset changed, because I had the belief. Because here's the thing, though, it's not that I needed the clothes to attract the woman. It's that my belief was that if I wanted to attract the woman, I needed to have the clothes. So because that was my belief, I got the clothes, and then what happened after? Then I got the woman because I got the clothes. Only because it was my belief. But my belief was, oh, I don't need these new clothes and to look fly and things like that to get the woman. I would have, but my belief was that because of where my mindset was. So, and just in that case of desire is how it worked for me, back in that day. And I can give more examples if you guys want to share something personally to you.
Well, I'm just thinking of like desire I think can be confused with other things as well, because it's not just like about belief system. It's about wanting it and not becoming a victim of your current situation, right? So you have to act on that desire in a positive way, like well, I mean, not necessarily like, because like you said, you had to steal. That's not really a positive way, but to you it sort of was, because you were actually taking action, and you're doing it in a way that got you to your results. So whereas like in, like, let's say in my past, I would say, well, I want to lose weight, so badly, but I would still have that mindset that I can't, and I actually wouldn't take those steps to do it. So that desire actually fueled more of the weight gain and not the weight loss, if that makes sense, because that desire turned into depression. You know what I mean? So I don't know if if you guys have something to comment about that.
Hmm. I hear you on that. It's like the desire is kind of has to be in like that present feeling that I feel like with Larry's story, he kind of was so involved in the present moment of having clothes to get the girls. He was already feeling himself talking to the girls, because so it kind of just linked up and all kind of happened,
Right.
because pretty much you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So it's like whichever mindset you're on, that's where the universe is gonna align for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that present mind space, because
Yes.
when I was thinking about my weight loss, it was all about past and future mind
Mm,
space. Like, man, like I regretted eating all this much, and then like, oh my god, I can't lose this weight. I can't, like, it's gonna take me years. You know what I mean? So I'm
mm-hmm.
like spiraling in this past and future mindset, which creates that depression. So yeah, I get
I
what you
hear
mean.
you. I hear you.
Hmm.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree completely. And that's all, like Jeffrey said there, it's called being in alignment with something. You
Right.
would attract whatever your thought vibration is. So if your thought vibration is to, attract riches, but you're in the thought vibration of, I can't get it, it's not possible, money's hard to earn, you're in alignment in a way that's working against you to get money, because you're thinking about it that you can't have it, but you're thinking about money, but you're still thinking that you can't have it. So therefore you won't. Where you want to be, because you're in alignment with money because you want it, but you don't believe you can have. It's not gravitating towards you because of that. You want to be in alignment where I have money, I am abundance. I have these things where money is easy and simple to earn. $100,000 is chump change. Where
Right.
then you can see yourself. What is that I'm doing when I have this money? Like, no, I already have this money, and then you walk like you feel into it already happening, already having, you already have it. Like, this goes again, like Think and Grow Rich even says, is the the same way to attract. So from a man's perspective, the same way a man attracts a woman, is the same way you would attract riches. Because when a woman sees a man who's confident, they walk with their shoulders up, just a stride, what do you want to call swagger, things like that, that
Mhm.
energy of confidence, that magnetism, basically the magnetism that you express when you come out that way, basically is what attracts them. And money is no different. Money is the same way. you have to, I guess it'd be a kind of hard analogy for that, but you have to think about how, you know, do you magnetize yourself to attract the money as well. So I'll give you an example actually today, right before I got here at home, and my kids, I mean, they're still in their, virtual online school thing, but um, I went to Culver's and I had to wait to get the food. And the woman who came to give me the food, I could see, it was an older woman. And, I assumed that, it's likely she has kids and, she's working at a fast food place. So I said, you know what? And this is the mindset I've had for the last 10 years, because I learned this from a millionaire mentor back when I was 18, that, um, again, if you're wanting to attract money, you have to already be in the vibration that you have a lot of money. So my mindset, what I learned way back then was, if you're going out to eat and you're paying, like for me, I paid $33 for 2 meals for me and my older son and a kid's meal. It turned out to be $33. And, here's a woman that coming out to, give me the food, things like that. And in my mind, it's like, okay, if I have $33 to spend on fast food, that could get me probably, for me and my 2 kids, probably 3 to 4 days worth of groceries, then I can at least give her $20. So anytime I go out, I always give the waiter, wherever, even if it's fast food, it doesn't matter where I am. If I'm going out to eat anytime, I minimum give $20 every time. And every time people see me, they're like, oh my God, like you're crazy. Like, why would you do that? You're not even supposed to tip. I was like, it's not a tip. It's me giving them money because I want to, because I'm in the spirit of giving money. I'm in the feeling that I am already a millionaire. So why would $20 matter to me? And when I know it's going to help this person, you know how many people I've had, probably 30 people now in the last 10 years, break down and cry because I gave them $20. $20. You know what's also happened for me? Ever since I adopted this, people, I've attracted more money because I'm getting into the feeling, the alignment of having money. And today I gave $40. Something was like, you know what? It's time to double up. It's time to double
Damn.
up. And I gave her 2 20s, and I told her whether she decided to do it or not, it's her choice. I said, here, $20 is for you, and you give another $20 to someone else you think deserves it as well. So then it keeps catching. And then if she decided to give that $20 to somebody else, then she will multiply her abundance as well. And then it keeps
Mm-hmm.
going. But where did the energy originate from? From me. So what happens? I get a higher multiplier. And it's, as well, you want to be in the spirit of genuine. Like if you're in a way like, oh, like I'm going to get this because I think I'm going to get money back because of that. No, it's not going to work that. It doesn't work that way. You have to truly want to genuinely give it to them. So if you're at this place right now, like here, like, oh my God, $20 is a lot. Let that be an indicator to you that you are not in proper alignment with money. Think about that for a second.
Right.
If $20 is a lot to you and you just spent, $20, $30 to go out to eat, where you could have had a day, 2, 3 days of groceries, there's something wrong with your mindset right there. So really think about that. Think about that. So, if $20 is a lot, that's okay. Like, okay, I understand. I'm aware that in my mind's process that $20 is a lot right now. So with that thought process right now, I'm going to just start off with $5. And that's where I started off, because yes, 10 years ago, $20, like, man, like, woof, that's kind of a stretch. Like I'm giving $20, like, man, like, I can do with $20. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. So I started off with $5, and I did that for, who knows, maybe a year. And then I doubled to $10. And then I got to $20. And then even during the last 5 years, I've given out $100 bills. Like I always keep $100 bill in my wallet. And whenever I feel that someone gave me just the absolute greatest service of wherever I am eating, I say, you know what? This was for them. This $100 bill has been waiting for them. And you can imagine how these people feel when you give them $100 bill. Someone who's a waiter that's making $2 or $3 an hour, who's busting their ass and things like, I observe this, I see it. And if I even see that the person wasn't a waiter for me personally, and I see their work that they're doing, I go and give them. I go and give it to them because I see that they deserve it. And it's also very likely that in their mind, they're in alignment with money in some form. That's why I was used as the receiver, as the path of least resistance for them to obtain that money I gave them. So there you go.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have similar experiences like that here. And like when I go grocery shopping, the beggars they'll deliver your groceries for you to your apartment, and so um, they usually don't get tips, or if anything, they get like just a few cents. A few like the equivalent of a quarter in the U.S. Well, I pay them almost a day's wages every time. It doesn't matter how much I get. If it's a small little bag and they want to help me out, here's a day's wages, right? And without expecting anything, when I go there now, um, they actually see me and rush over and say, "Hey, do you need help shopping? Do you need me to go get you water? Do you need rice? Do you need, like I can help you get to the front of the line over here. I can open up this register just for you." You know what I mean? So it actually it surprised me because it paid off for me in the end because I don't have to wait 2 or 3 hours in line at the grocery store anymore. So it's pretty nice.
That's awesome. So you would say that you guys are both when you're doing that and like the state of just believing it, and you're not even putting any thought to, I might not get it. And I feel like that's where most people kind of mess up at. They add that little bit of doubt that, but I'm gonna feel this, and it's like you kind of just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like just believe that that state is just gonna keep flowing. Don't even put any energy on that because it's like I feel like also, we have to look at the universe, and I'm gonna use the example that somebody used, Aaron Apke, and it's like the universe is hearing the orders. Let's say he's a waiter and he's taking your order, and then you start saying like, oh, I want this, I want that. Oh, but take out this, take out that. It's like you're telling him what you want, but then you're also adding a little bit of what might happen or the doubt or what you don't want. And it's like the universe is going to hear everything. So you got to kind of learn to filter that out and just be presently in your desire.
Yeah, what I would say to break it down to the simplest form is this. And it goes back to that worlds theory that I've been talking to you guys about.
Hmm.
When you go to somebody's world, when you go to them and you're putting your needs first, you're messing up on your abundance. If you're putting
Mm,
their needs first, you're increasing your abundance. So by going to them and saying, by giving them money with the expectation you're going to get money back, you're putting your needs first, right? But if you give them money without
yes,
expecting anything, you're putting their needs first.
got it. It's like
Mhm.
serve others, you'll be abundant.
Right.
Serve yourself, and you're kind of being selfish there.
Yep. You're just
That's
serving
awesome. I
yourself.
get it.
Yep.
Exactly. Very important to freaking remember that.
Right.
Awesome
And of
stuff.
course, you were
Awesome
Right.
taught to
stuff.
take care of yourself. But here's how it goes, and I'll tell you just from personal experience. We can get so far by ourselves. Like this is an example in general for anyone watching now or the replay. Is as you can see, I'm here with my two greatest friends here now, and ever since we started doing these talks and getting together and helping each other out, have I progressed myself more. But I was always again myself reading these books, exercising for myself. I was just always doing things on myself. And I got to a certain point, and I'm grateful for that. But for me, I'm like, I want to go higher. I want to go to the next level. And I had to put my ego out of the way and say, hey, you know what? And I've always been there to help people, but I want to just help people to the point where then they start to help me. And then once that happens, then things start to accelerate. You help others, you don't think about yourself. You don't think about getting something from them. Like whoever's listening now, like I'm not looking to get anything from you. I'm looking for you to have genuine help. If this, is helping you to get through your day, helping you to take some type of action to get closer to your goal or whatever that is, or just to get you out of a rut if you're stuck or anything, then I'm happy for that. And I receive nothing from that, at least physically from you. So in this physical realm. But I also understand that because I'm putting that energy out there, that I do receive back in some form in the universe, whatever it may be. However,
Yes.
however the universe weighs things out and things like that. That's why you see, with when you're in a lower state of vibration, and what does that mean? Lower state of vibration. When you're having negative thoughts, when you're not thinking of things that are good, when you're just in a mindset that nothing goes good for you, that oh man, I'm so broke. Oh man, why is this always happening to me? oh man, just in that state, you see that it keeps happening to you. It continues,
Hmm.
it continues, and it keeps going. So you keep attracting bad things to you. And once you get to that point, and you become accustomed and it becomes your paradigm, like your life to you, say it always sucks. Like, oh, I'm always unlucky all the time. It's like, oh, why is that person always lucky? Like for me, that's the way it was for me. People say, oh man,
Yep.
you're always lucky. Like, man, like, how do you always have such good luck? And honestly, I didn't know breath most of my life. And what I figured out was because my mindset has always been positive. I've always thought about the good, even though if something negative happened to me, I would always think, oh, you know what, it's fine, and it would always happen for me. Where I knew other people that had the same type of life that I had, basically the same, siblings that, for them it was the opposite. And I found out later in life that, yeah, it's just because their mindset was the complete opposite of mine for the fact of their life circumstances and things like that, and how teachers and parents would treat them and had them in their mindset. So I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, there you go.
Said what you needed to said. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like an energy being, whatever energy you feel inside internally is going to manifest externally. So if you're always in the mindset that bad stuff's going to happen to you, well, bad stuff's going to happen to you. So
Definitely.
All right. So guys, oh, all right. If anyone tuning in has any questions, we're gonna stop here pretty soon. Um, and hope anyone watching again has enjoyed today's alignment talk here with Harmonic Nexus. We're always open to help you energetically in any way. Just if you're watching this and watch our previous videos, you can kind of see our vibe, just how we are. We're very chill guys, man. We're very open. As you know, I openly talk about sex because no one wants to, so that's why I do. So just don't be afraid. If you send us a private message, whatever, and things like that, we can get on your questions the next time we get on and help you out. Maybe we can have you as a guest on our next show here. So, any closing remarks, guys?
I wanted to add
nope.
I wanted to add something. I just want everybody to know, whoever's listening, it's all good. Like, we're all learning. Every day we're learning. And I want you guys to know that it's okay, like, I'm nowhere near mastering everything, but I'm taking every day as a lesson learned, because that's what life is, literally everything that we go through is a real deep lesson for us to like
Hmm.
learn. And I want you guys to feel comfortable for any questions. Like, we're all in this together. So just remember that and
Right.
don't forget it. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I want to add, like, if you guys are watching this, whatever, click like, subscribe. That helps us get this message out to more people. And if you do one good thing today, like this will definitely help with that abundance. So just get that word out. We can help other people, so you can help us help other people. So that's all I got.
All right. So, thank you everyone for watching and see you next time.